Let's talk about Edmodo and creating a quiz. We're in Edmodo. We've logged in. We have our invite number. We've logged in. We've created a class or two. And now we're ready to create a quiz. Let's find out how the students are doing. Select quiz and create a quiz. We can decide on the title, and we all have our own styles, but I would just like to say I'm going to create quiz number 2. I like to keep track of them, and I'm just going to say that this is quiz number 2 and it's related to standard number 3. Always set a time limit, especially if it's going to be a bell ringer. Get them in, get them busy. Let's say I'm going to create a short answer, and I'm going to add my first question. Okay. I'm going to scroll back up. Sometimes we lose sight of this information up here. I've got a short answer. Now, how many points do I want this to be? It's at the end of the unit. I want to make sure that they have been paying attention, that they're applying the standard. I'm actually going to make this about 10 points because this is going to be a short answer. And I'm going to ask them, what decisions were made in the group environment related to, if I could spell, related to the target market and promotional campaign. And then I'm going to give them a hint. I'm going to say, think about demographics. So now they have to think about a vocabulary word that we discussed earlier. Think about demographics. Think about geographics. And what type of marketing will be required. And then I can put down here minimum of 3 sentences, and then they've got the minimum. Now they know that I want them to at least discuss demographics, geographics, and something related to their type of marketing. So that's question number 1. So we're just going to make sure that we add question number 1. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, okay, now I'm ready for my second question. Do I want my second question to be short answer? I'm going to say true or false for the second one. I don't make true or false worth a lot, but then that's just me. Okay, so true or false, we've been working with business ownership, types of business ownership. So I can ask a very basic question about risk. Will you have less risk associated with a corporation versus a partnership? Very basic question, but I'm gaining an understanding as to whether they know off the top whether a corporation is shielding them against risk versus a partnership shielding them against risk. Okay, now what's the correct answer? Will you have no, the correct answer is true. You will have less risk associated with a corporation versus a partnership. So the correct answer is true. Okay, so I'm finished with that question. Now let's just say I just want to find out. I just want to get them involved in the beginning of class. I want to access prior knowledge. I just want to make sure that everybody's on task. I'm just going to go ahead and click done. Okay, So now I've created quiz number 2. It's related to standard number 3. Now what's the due date for this? Well, let's see. We have something going on Thursday. Kids are going out to a college fair. They're not here Friday. They're not here Monday. So I'm going to say the latest at which they can complete this is 2/16 at the end of the day. I'm going to add this to my grade book because that's important. Now the last thing that I need to do is make sure that I'm applying this quiz to the correct class. I'm going to hit send. And there it is. Quiz number 2, standard 3. This is going to be due at the end of the day, February 16th, and it involves 2 questions. Now the cool thing about quizzes is looking at the results. Now I'm going to skip over here to one of my other courses because I want to show you what the results look like for a quiz. Scroll through. I had 7 people turn this quiz in. And this is what the results look like after a student completes the quiz. This one, question number 1, I asked them a question about the objective. Question number 2 was they just had to think about 3 employability skills, effective employability skills. And then question number 3 was a short answer. So Edmodo gave me points for this one. Edmodo accumulated the points for question number 2, but then I had to go in and grade question number 3. So you can see from the charts, correct 86%, correct, incorrect 14%, 90% correct for number 2, incorrect 10%, and then correct 94%, incorrect 6%. Based on this data, I don't have to go back through this information that I generated from this quiz. I'm pretty satisfied that the students understood this material. So creating quizzes in Edmodo, pretty effective. You can use it for formative or summative assessment. You decide. But Edmodo is pretty cool when it comes to collecting data and quiz results.